Good morning, y'all. It is 8:09 Sunday morning. I know I'm not supposed to be working, but my plants needed some water. And look what I found. Isn't it pretty? It's going to be a red warty thing. It has another name, but I can't think of it right now. The red warty thing is so descriptive. I've got more than one, though. Look. There's another one in there, and there's another one there. And I got lots more blossoms, and there's a couple more over there. Can't hardly get to them, though, for the vines. Now, these pumpkins are more like, ooh, that one's ready to go. Are more like squash. I probably need to harvest that when the stem's gone all brown. Or no, that's the blossom end. My bad. Stem's down there. I can't even see it. And then there's some of the babies. Oh, you get on out of here. I'll just squish you. Those are bad for the garden. I can't think of the name of them. They have the leafy legs. They kind of look like a stink bug. That's what we call them around here. But my red warty things don't seem to care about the drought. They just seem to collect the morning dew and do their own thing. And the bees are out here loving them to death. And I haven't even gotten all the mulch out here spread across that cardboard. But I got the cardboard out, and it looks like the pumpkins don't care because they're... pumpkins don't care. Squash, pumpkins, they're all in the same family. They don't care. And you can see it's growing out way past the row it was supposed to be on, covering up my red potatoes and growing out into the field beyond. So I may find some rotted pumpkins, and they may self-seed because I can't find them all by the time it's all said and done, because it's June now. All right, here's my sweet potatoes. They're finally starting to vine up good. I got to get out here and weed, but it's been real hot and humid and hard to breathe. My regular potatoes are about almost done. They're still doing their thing a little bit, but the drought has been really hard on them. Praise God it finally rained, but there's a few that I don't think are going to make it. These little guys down here. You should have seen them a few weeks ago. They were beautiful. But you can see how tall they got. They all look more or less like that one. And some of these weeds, you're thinking, why isn't she pulling those weeds? Well, I'm going to pull these weeds and take them to my chickens. I believe that's soybean. I'm going to take those to my chickens. But this weed in particular, I haven't pulled this one because it's lamb's quarters and it's edible. But I have been trimming it back. I gave it quite the haircut. Near about scalped it about a week ago, actually. Lamb's quarters, it's got another name. It's also called goosefoot. And it's edible, but you have to cook it, a lot like potatoes. It's got some kind of acid, salicylic or something like that acid in it. So you don't want to eat like mounds and mounds of it, because it can stop you from absorbing all the vitamins you need. But it's really good in stir fry. Spectacular in all kinds of stir fry recipes. We had it in some steak and onion sandwiches, and it was so good. It's like spinach, but without the spinach aftertaste. So in my book, it tastes even better than cooked spinach, like way better. So if you have any of this growing, make sure you identify it properly, of course. It's got a little white on the tips of the plants. It's kind of hard to see here in the morning dew. I don't know if you can see it as good on camera, but you can see the top leaves have like a whitish kind of tint to them, and the dew is all over them this morning. But that's what they look like. They look like a goose's foot. That's why they're called goosefoot. Some people use the name goosefoot and lamb's quarters interchangeably, but I believe they are two different species. My foraging research, but I've eaten these and they were yummy. They were really, really good. And did not have that strong aftertaste that spinach has, that some people find displeasing. So yeah, I've still not hauled all the mulch over here, but the summer has gotten up on me and I don't know if I'm even going to get it all. But my sweet potatoes are doing pretty good. The little slips that I've planted, so I'm hoping that they will grow into mounds and mounds and mounds of potatoes like they did in years past. And as you can see, they're starting to vine out. I got to get them some more water. But that's what I'm doing out here is I'm hauling jugs of water because we still haven't gotten our well fixed. But you can see how the weeds have started to take over out here. I've got to get out here and mow if I can even mow that. I don't even know. I might have to run it over first and then come back and mow it. But the weeds get as tall as me and taller in a short order. So you have to kind of take care. You can see this one where I've trimmed it already. Cut it back and taken the newer leaves, of course, are more succulent than the older ones. But you can see the bushy growth. After you give it a trim, you prune it and it comes back better than ever. My nasturtiums are blooming. Looks like I got myself an armadillo out here. They just will not quit. At least they're only after the worms instead of my potatoes. But look at my nasturtiums. They're blooming. Aren't they beautiful? And they're peppery too. Oh yeah, and my jumbo banana squash over here is doing really well. 1 out of the 4 survived the drought, and it's got its first minion-like squash on it. So those do really well. Unfortunately, this crazy weather we've had, it has had some problems. But you can see that pollinators absolutely love them. There's always a bee in the flowers. Always. And sometimes 2 or 3 bees. Oh, there goes another one. Sometimes 2 or 3 bees. They just absolutely adore the squash and the pumpkin varieties for pollination. And I got these planted pretty early, so I'm hoping to get some harvest off of them before the squash bugs move in and all that jazz. And this stuff right here, I'm going to confirm my identification. I think it's soybean. But I'm going to confirm that and probably yank it up probably tomorrow or Tuesday and get it out of my garden and feed it to my chickens, because every weed I give them is less feed I have to buy. So, and they love it. They love the weeds. All right, let me take these empty jugs back to the car. I find it funny though, I do have to observe this. I love my Jeep, but I was laughing my honey off this morning when I was backing up and it wouldn't let me back up any further because this big clump of weeds was here, and my backup cam was like, no, you're going to crash into something. And here I am driving a Jeep and it's worried about the weeds, but I know their backup cam can't differentiate between weeds and a brick wall. So, I mean, I appreciate the backup camera because it has saved me more than once, but I also acknowledge that these weeds will probably not do any damage to this bumper. You know what I'm saying? My zinnias are doing really well, but I'm going to get my weed hacker out here and get these guys down. And my weed sling, or maybe my husband with his scythe, and I'm going to take those bad guys to my chickens and let them have their way with them. Aren't they beautiful though, the zinnias? I'm not going to let him chop them down. No worries. But you guys have a blessed Sunday morning, or Sunday day. Worship the Lord and be glad. It's just a beautiful day that the Lord has made. Y'all have a great week. God bless.